Selamat siang. Nama saya Dylan. Not the movie main character. Actually, I have to watch this movie called Dylan, which is an Indonesian movie. And it was a very handsome young boy. I'm not, but he was. But my name has a similarity in sound, so I just want to say, Nama saya Dylan. Well, first of all, thank you for having me here. Last couple of days was very inspiring because it was a variety of topics that we've discussed, and there's a lot of insights from all the speakers. And I was very thrilled to learn all these awesome insights from the respective industries. So, I'm actually going to talk about virtual reality. So before I jump into my presentation, I'd like to ask a couple of questions. Okay? So, how many of you actually have tried virtual reality headset before? Can I see your hands? Okay. Pretty disappointing. Because it's been around. Thank you. It's been around for now. The consumer product was launched in 2016. This is already ended in 2019. So for 3 years, the consumer product was out, and yet not many people have experienced it. Right? And this is why I should have this question: is virtual reality to stay or disappear? Right? It was actually from the introduction that even though there was a big acquisition of virtual reality company from Facebook, and you've been hearing so much about this virtual reality from mass media, and yet for the consumer level, you haven't tried it that much. Right? And why is that? So can we say that is virtual reality here to stay or disappear? Right? So I'm going to ask you a question on this topic. So, why you should care about virtual reality? Okay? I'm going to talk about this one single word called diminishing returns. This may not be a familiar term to many people because it's more of an economic term. So what it means is that when you put your investment into something and your return is trying to not to gain the expected return. So you're not seeing this growth, or you're seeing this growth in terms of your return. So this return is happening everywhere. This is the reason why we're talking about the fourth industrial revolution. All the technology that we see today, and all the energy source that we see today, that actually help us to develop this third industrial revolution is hitting this diminishing return. We need a next technology and next energy source to have another quantum jump to grow our economy. And there are many topics that we're discussing right now. Artificial intelligence, blockchain, virtual reality, augmented reality, Internet of Things, and so on, right? But we haven't really found which technology is going to actually deliver us to this quantum jump. And virtual reality has been one of the big topics. Why is that? So, diminishing returns. I'm going to talk about the displays today. So how many of you here who has a smartphone? I believe everybody has a smartphone today, right? Do you know your actual display resolution? How good it is? Or, let me rephrase my question. Do you buy your smartphone based on your display resolution specification? Do you care? Probably not, right? It's not your big decision anymore. But once upon a time, it was a big thing. Remember Steve Jobs came to his last legacy phone. As before, it was talking about something called the Retina display. You ever heard of the Retina display? Right? It was a big thing because it was producing the resolution as good as your eyes will see. That's what the Retina display means, right? Also, Samsung has talked about their Super AMOLED display in their Galaxy 5. But then ever since then, they're not talking about their display anymore. Because your phone is actually equipped with either 4.7 inches to 6-inch display. And any incremental of the resolution with that particular size doesn't really mean anything. You can't tell the difference anymore. And this is a big challenge for the display companies. Because it was the mobile phone that was driving the sales of their latest and greatest display technology. And also TVs were the devices that were selling super high resolution. But they're not selling anymore. There's no reason to actually increase your display technology. Then, what's going to happen to the top tier companies? You have your second tier companies who are also producing same quality display with much cheaper price, right? And top tier is going to be suffering because, for example, Apple is using, they used to use a lot of this LCD screen from LG Display. But now they can find another company who can provide the same technology with a cheaper price. For LG Display to stay top of the line, they have to find a device that will require higher display technology. But right now, there's no consumer devices that require better display today. That's a big challenge. So, when those people who have actually tried the virtual reality headset probably realize that due to the system pixelation, you kind of see something called a screen door effect. It's a little blurry than the display that you used to see. That's because they were using fish islands to increase the field of view. And that enlarges the field of view and then actually reduces the effective quality of the display results you see. Right? And this is the reason why the virtual reality headset requires better display than the phone that we use today. This is the reason why that Samsung and LG are putting a lot of effort to produce next generation display, because HMD will be the next device that will require better display with a smaller size. They believe that VR and AR will be the next device that will help to solve this image return problem with the display aspect. And this is the reason why we see more and more enterprises jumping into creating better type of display. Let's talk about the processing, GPUs. So, GPUs have been a very hot cake recently because a lot of people are falling into Bitcoin and they're trying to excavate their Bitcoins from home using GPUs. Most of the time, GPUs are being used to accelerate graphics, computer graphics. In today's world, computer graphics is so great that you can't hardly see the difference. Yesterday, those people who were here, we probably saw Emily's presentation talking about BabyX. And computer graphics produced by Lab will simulate the human face with computer graphics, and it's almost identical as a real human being. Right? And GPU companies have a problem because consumers don't need high-end graphics. Most of the games they play today are subsequent, they're pretty adequate with already 3-4 years old technology. So what do they hit? They just return. They want to actually find a market that will require higher processing power from their GPUs. And where's that part? That's AI, and virtual reality, and blockchain. In order to actually run virtual reality content today without or to minimal VR sickness, we have to run your content over 90 frames per second and also have a resolution greater than 2K, because modern HMD is equipped with the QHD display, right? The latest version has a 4K display. You need to run the content for 90 frames per second. That requires tremendous amount of GPU power. And 4K display is not even enough. In the industry, we're talking about 12K display being the ideal display type for true immersive virtual reality experience. And 12K display we don't even have in the market. The top one is 8K, right? So virtual reality has the potential to push these GPU manufacturers such as Intel, AMD, and NVIDIA. So this is the reason why they're putting so much effort to put their R&D into the virtual reality. Let's talk about the telcos, right? I hope these are all the telcos I have in Indonesia, right? So, how many of you are still using 3G today? I'm a 3G user. Probably none, right? And this is a problem for the telcos. Everybody converted to 4G, right? Because telco is such a regional business, and they're always fighting for extra subscribers. When 4G first came in, they put every marketing effort to have more 4G conversion, right? Because 4G is actually more expensive than the 3G network. But then after the current conversion is over, what's the next revenue stream? Now, telcos have learned from their experience that GAFAs, they call it GAFAs, Google, Amazon, Facebook, Apple, and Samsung, nowadays. So, GAFAs have actually took a big advantage with their smartphones, streaming network, streaming movies, and finding search engine and so on. They took the advantage of 4G network, and their market cap is much bigger than the telcos nowadays. So they want to find a way to increase their revenue. The problem with the 4G though, or the 5G though, we don't have a strong use case. When we actually launched 4G as a telco companies, we already had 100 Mbps wireline. So most of the IT companies already proved that what we can do with the faster network, with the PC part. But then 3G wasn't fast enough. So when we converted the network to 4G, everybody jumped to 4G because they knew what to expect from the PC network part. But with the 5G today, what can we do with it? People are saying it's 20 times faster than 4G, much lower latency, right? Much faster network. But do we really need 5G? Most of the applications used today are pretty content with the 4G network. Now, I'm not sure about the Indonesian market because I'm not speaking for the Indonesian network. But in terms of Korean market, we have over 105% of high-speed penetration. Our network is blazingly fast. So, all the applications, all the entertainment we consume today through mobile is pretty much satisfactory with 4G. But where does 5G lead? What kind of applications require 5G? So, for telco's perspective, they need some kind of content and devices that will enable their 5G network consumption. And that's where the virtual reality comes in. Because virtual reality requires higher display, faster frame rate, more processing power, it will require much faster bandwidth to run it. For example, if you want to download your movie today out of the internet, let's say maybe 2-hour long, right? With the resolution of 720p or 1080p and so on. It's probably require about anywhere from 2-point-something gigabytes to 4 gigabytes to download the movie file, right? To do the same thing for the virtual reality content. A friend of mine who's working in this video field said for 1 minute of data, you need 100 megabytes. So let's make a simple calculation. For 2 hours movie, it's 120 minutes, right? If we require 100 megabytes per minute, that's 12 gigabytes already, right? So for telcos, if virtual reality takes off, they know that it's going to require a lot of data consumption. So they can sell higher package to you because you'll be requiring a lot of data, right? And that's how they can increase the ARPU as well, average revenue per user. So telco has been actually the latest comer, but then they're the strongest industry who's pushing this 5G envelope with the virtual reality. So, that's not the only case for the virtual reality potential. Another one is called the new user experience. I'm sorry, I'm so sad to see that not many people have tried the virtual reality here. Those people who have probably felt something like immersiveness. You feel like you're somewhere else. Once you put your virtual reality goggle, it feels like you're in a different time zone, a different time, a different stage, right? So, what kind of new user experience can we expect from the virtual reality? For virtual reality, it can help you to be anywhere. Should be movie coming in.
It doesn't feel like you can reach out and touch the post?
Oh, that's your bottom dollar, you can. And I can't get over the way he was moving. Oh, I can't believe it. It's really beautiful.
So, we have a 9-year-old lady who tried the virtual way for the first time. Like our expression, I can suddenly touch the leaves, right? So, let's talk about traveling, okay? In order to travel, you need 3 main conditions. 1, you have money, right? From travel one place to another. Number 2, you need to be healthy, right? If you're ill, you're not going to be able to travel. Number 3, you need time, right? You need to have time to travel, right? Because time and space are uncontrollable factor for a long time, right? But virtual reality gives you a sense of immersion that you feel like you're in a different time, different space. Time and space are no longer the uncontrolling factor. So there's a definite advantage of using virtual reality. You can also do anything.
Oh, God!
Imagine how you can be in a different experience place, something that you wouldn't be able to do without risking your life, right? Unless you're stunned. But virtual reality gives you a chance to try the thing that you would never have imagined. Also, you can do anything. Right? So, I'm going to speak a little faster. So the power of virtual reality is that you have the power to control time and space. So if you have the power to control time and space, there are many industries you can imagine where you can actually take advantage of the technology and try to reduce the cost of production, also increase the efficiency. Some of the things that VR will bring changes. Sometimes you can notice that all these the examples that we see today actually have some kind of a time and space playing in the factor, right? So, as a conclusion, I want to say that VR is 2 years to stay. Whether you like it or not, there will be continuous effort from the enterprise side to produce better devices, better content. Also, there will be more and more effort to make sure that you get the best VR experience. As we enter this era, I want to understand that VR is not a category or industrial sector. It's more of a technology, and also it's an enabler. So it's a technology that will enable you to do very interesting things with the time and space in your mind. So, VR is happening. It's not dead yet. There will be a continuous effort to create better and better device and better experience. So I'd like to thank you for taking your attention to me, and thank you very much for having me here. Thank you. Okay.
In 90s, I was about looking at the picture, but that picture was what was the name that time. But now virtual reality is coming. And then can you explain what is the difference between AR, augmented reality, and virtual reality? And now we mix it, right? So I would like to have an explanation about that.
Good question, good question. A lot of people are talking VR and AR, and often they are interchangeable, but not. So VR is a technology that can control time and space. You're completely redrawing the entire scene that you are in. And you can also have the interaction, give you a sense of different place and time. Whereas augmented reality is information that has been projected in front of you. You haven't changed your time and space that you are in. Of course, both VR and AR, you have physical locations stuck together, but the way that you experience it in VR is completely closed experience so that you feel like you're somewhere else. Whereas AR, it's just information being projected. So, if you look at the reality spectrum, AR is in this end of the spectrum, VR is in this end of the spectrum, and MR is sort of in the middle, happy ground, right? So does it explain to you?
Yeah, actually, I have other questions because I'm a cyclist and I really love to do cycling a lot, but nowadays it is impossible sometimes to go out to the street. So I use Wahoo trainers. What is it? Is it AR or is it VR?
So, if that experience delivers to give you a sense of completely different time and space, that will be VR. But if you're just seeing a screen, you're still like inside, you still know that you are not in that place, then I would say that's an AR.
Can I feel sweaty with that VR?
Sorry?
Can I feel sweaty with VR?
You can be sweating VR too, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Of course, there's actually a funny study, well it's not funny study, Southern California University is running the lab there. They're trying to understand whether virtual reality sports will really work or not. They proved that you can sweat a lot in virtual reality too. Yeah. Thank you for the question. Any other questions? No, we're running out of time, so.
Questions? We still have time.
Oh, we do? Yeah. She was giving me 5 minutes sign, so I was trying to talk.
Thank you for the presentation. Just talking, you have been a baby. So where do you see the next acceleration?
I think the virtual reality will take more attention from the B2B side than more the B2C side. Just simply because the device is not completely ready for the B2C. Although we see more and more standalone devices, people still don't feel comfortable wearing this big goggle that they face. But B2B is different. B2B, all they want to do is try to find the technology that enable them to save the money and also increase efficiency. Right? Every company is always finding some kind of technology that will enable them to save money and increase the efficiency. So I've seen many cases where they're using virtual reality as a training program to teach their employees. For example, there's a big UPS in the States where they deliver parcels. So they're running 100,000 trucks every day to deliver the trucks. And trying to find a suitable driver for UPS is very costly because you have to actually have your trainer sit beside you and have a trainee beside you here. Then you have to constantly watch how he's driving, whether he's following the rules, if he understands the area and so on. Then they changed the training program to virtual reality. So now they don't have to actually have a physical truck to drive, but he's sitting in the simulator doing the exact same thing. Now you have a digitized lead to see track his where he's looking, so you can actually see whether he's following the traffic signal, or he's looking at the proper road signs and so on, and also have a more objective result from that virtual experience. Will also save gas, also saves the person from getting an accident. So that's an advantage of having the virtual reality in that part. There's another factory case in Korea where what they do is that they're using robots to get into a very dangerous area where humans should not be going. And have the 360 camera attached to the robot so that you can actually remotely control the robot with a virtual headset. You can see all 360 view. This robot does the job the human will do. And the human is not exposed to the very dangerous situation. Right? It's another case where we see a time and space playing a part, and efficiency and cost saving playing a part. So there's more and more companies utilizing VR as a technology to reduce their costs and also increase efficiency. That will be a stronger trend for the next couple of years as the device is getting better and better for consumer products. It will actually probably transfer over to consumer market. Any other questions?
If not, please give a big applause for the